This video, so I've never watched this video. I did watch this one, right? It gets better after 100 hours. I watched it, and it was basically the aftermath of this video. When I heard about this, it was through other people. It was from Warframe and MMO. Yes, technically. I heard this from Liam XP. He's another streamer friend of mine. He watched this video and he didn't like it. So I just took his word for it. I'm like, okay. And then Brozyme apparently reacted to this as well. And I'm like, you know what? I was like, forget about it. I don't need to watch this video. And then years later, I ended up watching this video. Just play 100 hours. It gets better, right? And I agreed with a lot of points he said in this particular video, and it kind of like opened my eyes a bit more. So now I'm finally going to get a chance and watch this video. Worst MMO ever? Question mark, right? It's just a question mark to see if it's actually the worst MMO. So let us see his point of view through a new player experience. You can see a little bit of the Deimos in the background, and you got a picture of Loki cut out. Very simple thumbnail, you know, to catch your eye for those who didn't see it. I missed it? Yes, I never saw this video. When is the dev stream? Did you miss it? Oh yeah, you have absolutely missed it. So, here we go. Well, what am I going to expect from this video? Who knows? Let us see.
If you Google Josh Strife...
Hold up. Quality, is that 1080p? It looks so different on this monitor. All right, let's hear what he has to say. Didn't you watch this one? No, I watched this one. As you can see right there, red bar. See red bar? I watched this one. This is the one before this video. Worst MMO ever is the name of the series? Okay. See, I don't really know. This is my second video I'm watching of this content creator. Josh Strife Hayes and Warframe. Wait, this is a discussion in Warframe forums?
Hayes Warframe, you'll find a Warframe forum post from May 2021, where the original poster says they've been watching my stuff and really hope Warframe doesn't end up on the worst MMO ever list. Another poster then says, there it is, you jinxed it. If there's one thing YouTubers are good at, it's jumping to conclusions. Now, I resent that. We are also good at stretching 5 minutes worth of content into a 30-minute video, but let's stay focused on Warframe for the time.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I swear you reacted. Yes, it was this one. I literally said it. I reacted to this one. I never saw this one. He made 2 Warframe videos. You can clearly see there's a red bar. Yeah, there you go.
Warframe is an MMO. Or
Okay.
is it? Maybe? Yes. Sort of. Not really. Kind of. It's got some...
MMO light.
massive maps and some massive player grouping, and it is multiplayer and it is online and it definitely has RPG elements, but it's not an MMO, maybe. So it turns out the Warframe user Megalova did indeed jinx it, and
Mr. Lover. Oh no, I'm sorry.
and after the Discord channel screaming at me for months to play Warframe, I downloaded it and I played it, and I'd like to share my experience with you now. But
Okay.
to briefly sum it all up, Warframe is a complete mess of game design and feature creep, with some of the best gameplay I've ever played.
That... He's not wrong. That's... I'll give him that. There's a lot of bad game design choices, absolutely. I posited a weird thing. It's like his hand is going through that to the head. He's absolutely true about that. In terms of gameplay, oh, it's fluid. Like, you can do so many things. But yes...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Let's see.
I'm Josh Strife Hayes, and this is Worst MMO Ever, a series where I play the worst MMOs I can find so you don't have... Warframe. Right, first off, I know that this series is called Worst MMO Ever, but that's just a catchy series title. I've played loads of games on this series, and they're not all bad.
Okay.
Warframe is a strange one, though. It's often described as an MMO light, or a
Yes.
multiplayer corridor looter shooter with some very limited open world elements. And the
Yes.
website proudly states they have over 50 million registered users.
Ah, yes.
And I'm sure that's true. But you won't be journeying around bustling cities or exploring perpetual worlds with random people constantly.
That sounds very nice. I would have loved that in Warframe as well.
Most of your time will be spent inside instance levels and events, so it's kind of an MMO, but not in the traditional sense.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like if you ever played Dragon Nest or anything similar to this, where you have a social hub, and then if you want to do missions or anything like that, you go into an instance dungeon. And yes, I will be pausing a lot because I'm trying to, you know, give my insight on this.
Right, let's start at the beginning. Downloaded Warframe from Steam.
Oh my god, this was when Ureli was a thing. Yikes.
Got to playing, and the moment the launcher pops up, the background music hits, and my very first thought, without even knowing who made this, is, damn, this reminds me of Unreal Tournament. It's got the deep thumping, aggressive techno feel to it, so I looked at the makers and... right, this game is made by Digital Extremes, who did indeed make the first Unreal Tournament, one of my favourite games. Okay, now my expectations are sky high. God, I hope this is good.
Wait, they did Homefront? I remember seeing that title. Darkness 2, I don't know that one.
The opening cinematic plays and... right, I've promised to always be honest in these videos. For better or for worse, I will always give my genuine opinion. I have trashed games that I subjectively love, and I have praised games that I subjectively hate. So please understand what I mean when I say Warframe's intro cinematic is an absolute masterpiece. It is stunningly, jaw-droppingly good.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You said it. Darkness 2 is fun? Oh, okay, I'll have to look at it. So, and people are always talking about, oh, it's a spoiler when you talk about operators and all that. Literally, the opening cinematic shows you the operator. You're walking up to some Warframes, you do some fucking hive mind space magic shit, and then suddenly you see the hand moving, right? And then you get to experience that in-game. No, she's a drifter? No, that's the operator. I think. Clearly. Yes, shut up.
I keep extensive notes when I play these games so I can write the script afterwards. You want to know how much I love this intro? I didn't even write anything down. I was too busy watching it. So basically there's some evil alien dudes invading, and this troubled person prays to these statues of ancient warriors called Tenno. There are 3 of them, and the intro movie makes sure to feature
Wait. But Warframes aren't Tenno. Tenno are the operators. Right? Now, I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, Tenno are the operators.
And lets us see their fighting style. This is a brilliant merging of style and substance. Fantastic storytelling. It's not only storytelling, but mechanically advising what to expect from gameplay. You've got a melee-focused ninja dude with a sword and some knives leaping over walls and making me wish the Tenchu series was still going.
Oh my god, Tenchu! I remember playing that shit on fucking PlayStation! The wall riding, the fucking hacking and slashing. Sorry, little nostalgia right there. It was a good stuff, some good stuff. I remember playing that game with my cousin. Sorry, game doesn't introduce it like that.
This
true.
energy manipulator focusing more on crowd control and battlefield manipulation, and then the electrical debuffer, but all of them appear to be damage dealers. No tanks or healers here, just many ways to kill things. And now we...
That's what Warframe is about. Many ways to kill things. Hey, what are you doing over there? I'm crowd controlling. Are they dead? No, what the fuck are you doing? You're not playing Warframe. But, kill something. Okay. That's pretty much Warframe. If you don't kill someone, you bully... Sorry, if your friend doesn't kill anybody, you're pretty much bullying them. So you get this guy start plurring people, but I'm a pacifist. Man, you're playing the wrong game then. Kind of situation, right? Many ways to kill things except an hour. Oh, dude, and also many ways to die. And very few ways to die very quickly.
Get to choose which of these Tenno we want to be, or are these Warframes?
This never happens in game. This never happens in game. That's a lie. That's a lie. That never happens in game. That's a lie.
Later. Let's go with Excalibur, the close-up sword ninja dude. We hear a woman's voice. This is Lotus, or Space Mummy. She gives us a surge of power. We're alive, and now gameplay starts. WASD movement. The camera is locked a certain distance away from you, so no zooming in or out. It's an action.
Motion blur and high sensitivity. I already noticed. That's the first thing you should do. Escape, go to settings. Even if you die, just go escape settings. You're actually not going to die in this situation. They don't do that much damage, right? They're pretty like, you know, soft. Excal's a ninja? Yes, he's a ninja. If if you watch the trailer, All right, he's jumping around all ninja like. He's got kunai and a fucking bow and arrow. Level 1, yes.
Combat system, and our first power is
And
press
plus,
1 to
he doesn't
slash, and
doesn't
my
know.
god does it slash well. With everything suitably slashed, we follow the opening tutorial and journey outside into the rain, and holy crap, this game looks gorgeous. Now, Unreal Tournament 1, 2, 2004, and 3 are some of my all-time favourite
Guys,
games.
he's
and one thing
complimenting
they
our
did
game, alright?
incredibly well was atmosphere. Using level layout, lighting,
They just use
ambience,
bow?
noise,
Yes,
and
short bows.
debris. They created environments that were a joy to explore, and this is
If you didn't know, ninjas were a master of weapons. They can pick up any weapon and anything and use it as a weapon. Yes, and they were very good at handling short bows.
exactly the same. There is background music, but it's very subtle and only used to enhance the loneliness and mystique of the opening section. You mostly just hear the rainfall. The lighting and reflections are stunning. This is a gorgeous opening segment. Choose between a sword and a stick. Well, if Shadowversity has taught me anything, it's that nunchucks suck and sticks are awesome. So let's go with some big stick
He went with a
Press
stick.
E to smack things, and good god, smacking things is satisfying. And that is something we'll come back to again later. Follow the instructions down a path, double jump over a gap, then crouch under a tree, and this is a great hidden tutorial. This is not just an obstacle course, it's a journey with a start and a reason. We are fighting off aliens. It's a hidden tutorial done right. Next choice, pistol versus knife. Well, I'm going for a full-on stealth build, so pistol, obviously. If everyone's dead, there's no...
Oh, I like that. That was a good one. That was a good one. You know, personally, I thought he was gonna pick up the fucking kunais. It's like, yeah, pistol, obviously.
around to say you weren't stealthy. The gunplay itself is stellar. Aim down the sights, reloading, all the usual bells and whistles are there, nothing wrong here, and the gun's sound effects are good. Next up, one of the techniques you'll be using the most, the bullet jump. Crouch, then instantly jump to launch yourself through the air like an angry salmon jumping up a raging river. Bullet jumping makes travelling feel fun. It's fast, it's responsive, there's no cooldown. It's an excellent movement system. This, again, is something...
No cooldown, he says. Remember back in the days when this shit had a cooldown? And it wasn't a normal movement tool. Just saying. Yeah. For those who know, who knows.
We'll come back to again later. Our escape ship arrives, but then gets shot down by the intro
Yeah,
segment's
bullet jump
big
was a
bad guy,
bug.
Vox.
Yeah, for those who didn't know, stamina bar, yeah. I never played during those days, but I watched videos and I heard a lot of people talk about it. Yes. So, yeah. I started in 2016, so it was a bit past all of that shenanigans, right?
He is the same guy who put a strange bug on our arm earlier. This is a great bit of storytelling. The big bad guy just destroyed our means of escape, thus making us hate him and forcing us to keep fighting. It also sets up a villain, which from a story archetype standpoint is a great driving force.
But this villain dies so quick, you forget he existed. And the only time you're reminded he exists is... the Janus key. I'm like, son of a bitch is back. Even though you kill him, I'm still talking about my Janus key. You want to see my Janus key? My Janus key. It sounds like I'm saying anus key. You know,
We now have motivation. Next choice, bow or machine gun. Bow, obviously. I've played Tomb Raider. I know how massively overpowered medieval weapons are in games, and goddamn, I was not wrong. Oh, also, if you bullet jump into the air, then draw the bow, you aim and slowly glide while aiming. If
Bullet
you do this
jump,
with a pistol,
yeah.
you full-on John Woo your way through the air, diving and shooting.
For the Zoomers who don't know John Woo, he's an action director. One of his most famous roles is, you know, Hard Boiled. A lot of, you know, slow motion gunplay, you know, with Chow Yun-fat. Really good movie. You haven't seen it? Go check it out. Pretty good.
I can't fully explain how goddamn cool you feel while doing this, and that is probably the biggest thing that we will come back to later. Sometimes you'll find locked doors and hacking into them brings up a quick minigame, either stopping the spinning dial at the right time by pressing spacebar, or in later levels lining up some puzzle tiles. It's easy to understand.
He
doesn't
keeps cooking
interrupt
about the
action
anus
too badly,
key.
and because you are timed, it keeps the pressure up.
Wait, what is that?
Plus,
What is that? Security systems? I never seen this shit. What is this? Is this some new player stuff that I don't know? Awakening part. What number is that? Is that I don't. I'm very stupid when it comes to Roman numerals. What is that? Is that a 7? It's a 7. How the fuck y'all know that's a 7? Y'all are lying. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. All I know is the X and the 1, 1, 2, 3 because they're easy. 5 plus 2. V is a 5. Y'all making this shit up.
Doesn't interrupt the action too badly, and because you are timed, it keeps the pressure up. Plus, if you fail, you don't die, you just have to fight some more enemies, which honestly, with this combat system, doesn't feel like a punishment. We finish off the opening section with a huge mob fight which just hits all the right buttons. It's that beautiful balance of tactical and chaotic, brutal and graceful. It's planning, acting and reacting combined, and the fluid movement system combined with the stellar ranged combat makes this just...
Dude, there's so much complimenting. Get to the good stuff. I'm legit waiting for him to torch Warframe for the things I don't like about Warframe. Well, I'm waiting him for, you know, to do that, you know, smack Warframe, you know? I want to see that. But so far, there's a lot of compliments. This is something that I did replay the new player mission, right? But I don't remember all those little things that popped up.
So goddamn fun. And then we win and are whisked off to our ship, and now the problem...
Are you waited? Are you waited? Oh, he's about to say problem.
Problems with the game begin. Your ship is your hub of operations. It's where you'll upgrade your mods and your Warframe and select your next mission from. It's a nice little setup, but the first time you arrive, you are instantly greeted with a message pop-up giving you free stuff. Now, these are probably event items, but this is a really jarring change. From a very nice, self-contained story with great pacing to, hey, free stuff, you don't even know what this is, but have it, it's free. Doesn't really work. But let's overlook this small oversight and focus on the gameplay. While on your ship, you have access to a navigation console which shows you all the levels you can travel to. Each level is a repeatable...
Damn, that's how the orbiter looks like, clean?
Self-contained run and gun adventure. Some need you to kill stuff, some are area wave defense, some you need to rescue NPCs. There's lots, but they're all essentially some variation of go and do Space Ninja stuff. Which I'm fine with. Space Ninja stuff is awesome.
It is.
Although I don't think my bow is meant to be doing that. That doesn't...
Hey, Warframe. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it, Warframe.
Doesn't look right.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
Here's what I've written down in my notes.
That's actually... I've never seen that before. Holy shit.
Notes for this bit. Great combat, great movement. That's it. That's all I wrote. Because I was actually enjoying the game so much, I forgot to write things down.
Damn.
Warframe is one of the only...
Hey, Zai, what's up, man? You should have seen the bug where I had before. What happened? If you got random quirky bugs, post them on Discord. There's a place called Warframe Media. You can post weird shit there. That's related to Warframe. If you want to post NSFW, there's also a section for that, but I'm just saying, relax. His first bug, hey, we all got that first bug. My first bug in Warframe, I still remember to this day, I fell through the floor. That's it. I fell, that was my first bug. I was bullet jumping, and I hit some sort of locker, and I fell through the floor. It was in a Grenier map. Not on Earth. It was like a space one. I don't know where it was, like Mars or some shit. I don't remember what map it was. I was playing Mag. I was bullet jumping, and I fell through the floor. That was my first bug. The most common bug I ever got was me getting on top. You know, I was hoping there would be other things after the on top, because, you know. Anyway, on top of the map through the wall somehow. You get that with Nova. You can do that with Nova and Titania. Still, I was stuck 30 meters above ground Earth. Makes sense. Makes sense. First bug was being locked in into a facing direction, even though bullet jumping or running opposite direction. Guys, if you ever watched my video where I showcase many weird bugs happening in Warframe, one of them being locked out of a Archon fight. Literally, I went through the door, but I got pushed back and the door locked on me. I was actually molding because everybody else was fighting the Archon, and I'm just like, I think it was like the second Archon. How many Archons was that? I don't remember. My first bug was in Fortuna. I fell under the map. Ah, yes. The usual. I always see players walking around like flying carpet. Oh, the T-pose.
Only games
Was
that
it
was
Armor? I
so
don't even
much
know.
fun on a moment-to-moment, second-to-second gameplay basis, I forgot to do my job. This mission sees us retrieve an important component, and then we head back to the ship and install it and get access to more systems. The marketplace. Okay,
Wait, you installed the marketplace? I didn't even know that. I thought this shit just came to you naturally. Wait, you actually have to do a mission to unlock the markets? No way!
absolutely love this whole opening.
I didn't even fucking know that. Holy shit, guys. Don't get scammed. This was when Gara Prime was released. Holy shit, this was a while ago. Had a bug yesterday in Deimos. Something happened when I swapped from my Archwing on my frame, and then I couldn't use that ability. Oh yeah, that's normal. I've gotten that as well. You had to yes, I went. This is one of the bugs I also showcased where when I went into my operator, I couldn't shoot nor go back into my Warframe. I was just walking. All I could do was walk. I couldn't void dash, void sling, whatever. I couldn't do anything. I could just walk. First mission, install market. Dude, I didn't even know that.
Only has the opening used a hidden, narrative-driven tutorial to show us the basics and then put us in a position to use them. It's then had us slowly expand the ship and unlock additional systems one at a time. So we get chance to understand the system and explore it and see how it relates to us before.
Yeah, I got that bug as
yeah,
it's annoying as fuck.
Brilliant. The early game missions are explained to us,
hey,
and each of
he's
them
got
are
a buddy
about
in his new
unlocking
player.
more of the ship. I hope the game keeps doing this. Spoiler alert, it does not. My next mission is apparently a multiplayer one because I'm joined in-game by aim finds. I didn't form a party, the game just kind of put us together. And it was fine, and he did indeed aim fine. We ran forward together, shot some stuff, and then lagged out and disconnected. You know.
He also experienced a host migration. Wow. He got a lot to experience. Good shit. Hey, host migration, love it. DE, come here. When are we gonna get rid of this? I mean, I know there's a lot of things we gotta get rid of. You know, you could start small. Yeah. Host migration, just you know.
All the usual stuff you do with an online stranger. The level design is terrific. The width and depth used to funnel enemies, then allow explosive jumps, the multi-floor builds and the parkour line.
Also, the part when you get host migration as you're leveling up, you lose your affinity, which is so fucking stupid. That's also another part where I'm just like, why is that a thing? You lose so much. You didn't watch this already? I watched this one. Just because it's Josh Strife Hayes doesn't mean it's the same video. I watched this one. I never watched this one. I watched this one, right? And then realized this video was made because of this video. So now I'm actually seeing this video for the first time. My only knowledge of this video was Liam shit-talking about this video. He hated it. So then I took his word for it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. You can clearly see that's the one I watched. There's a bar, but it's okay.
Between them, this is just fantastic use of the 3D gaming space. The color palette is also
Wait, you had to rescue Darvo?
terrific. From the shiny
Wait, you had to rescue Darvo? What the fuck is this? So wait, you rescue him and then he gives you deals. Is that why he gives you deals? YouTube vids while munching on smoked chicken jerky. Yo, I can go for some chicken jerky. That is how you meet him and they try to get him to spend. Yeah, exactly. Dude, these are 2 introductions to spend your money in game. Think about that. So apparently the first mission is for you to unlock the markets. And the second mission is for you to save Darvo, where you can also use your money, the plant that you buy from the market, and then, you know. Damn, DE, I see what you did there. Yeah, you know. That's not bad. Intro to pay to win. It's like, hey, yeah, you want to spend some money? I once subsumed my one on your one on Equinox. What did you subsume on Equinox? Your one. What one? The one. I don't remember these till I started a new account on PS4. Damn. I don't even remember these. I just know Darvo existed.
Pipes to the dull industrial rusting, the lashings of red piercing laser sights, or the brilliant blinding white of the outside blizzards, and everything in between. The environmental design is a visual feast. We finish the mission and unlock the next feature, mods. This will become an extremely important mode.
Also, get rid of flawed mods. DE, just fucking get rid of flawed mods. They're fucking useless. You can't trade them, right? And they just give us the big boy mods already. Like, what's the point of giving us cucked mods? Like, and this is just the basics. We got Serration, Stretch, Hornet Strike, mod primary, secondary, intensify continuity, right? Vitality, redirection. This is basic, and you even have melee mod, pressure point. Like, what the fuck? It's just, yeah, they can only go to rank 3. They don't go any higher. And it's like, what the hell? Collector's items, there's someone who actually wanted to buy flawed mods, but they couldn't because they're untradeable. I have to say, the beginning of Warframe is so jarringly slow. No, it's still like when I first started, I just wasn't in the right mind space of Warframe, right? I was still focused more on MMOs like Aeon and Guild Wars. So it took me a while to try the game again because I was playing with someone in Guild Wars, and then they said, I started a Warframe account. I'm like, okay, I have a Warframe account. So then we started playing together, right? And slowly but surely, I started to grow to like Warframe. You know, I saw like the build diversity. I can take certain mods, do this and that. And the first YouTuber I watched when it came to Warframe builds, of course, was, y'all know him. He fucked up big time. Noob Showtech. He did these funny builds that were practical. They worked. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't watch anyone else, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I started fooling around with mods, and I'm like, hey, I want to do some videos for Warframe. And then here we are. Need to rescue Darvo from Corpus mission, old accounts. Really?
In the future, basically you can upgrade bits and equip stuff to yourself. More shields, more health, more
firepower. Why VIDS got you into Warframe? You kind of hated it till...
Long-time players will tell me this gets extremely complex and somewhat expensive, and I completely believe them. Free games are usually the most expensive in the long term. My issue with the...
Pay to win. Classic pay to win. Ah, yes. You want to progress more? But you know what? Funny enough, Warframe has one of the most fair free-to-play models. Like, one of the most fair free-to-play models. Right? You can't joke about that. It's for someone who just started out, you can easily get things rolling without spending money. You rather wait for cross save. No way I start a new at PC. Yeah, we'll see. I see Warframe is a simple game to follow and easier than other games, even if the game is not explainable. And even if there are a lot of bugs, but still a great game. Yeah, it's a great game. Marvelous game. And till to this day, when I tell anyone about movement and speed, I say Warframe is at the top when it comes to movement. No other game can compare movement and verticality like you can in Warframe. Like, you think all these Spider-Man games, Prototype, that has nothing when you compare it to fucking Warframe. It's just so smooth. And then we got Void Sling, but we don't talk about Void Sling. You know, that's something we don't talk about. But yeah, but it's still very smooth. And then they want to nerf our attack speed, saying it's a tactical advantage or some shit. That's why they changed Berserker, which is such a stupid fucking reason, but it is what it is. Animations, yes. We don't want to see them ugly animations. We want to go swing, 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 and things die. You get what I'm saying? Your F2P? Yeah, like F2P, that's it.
Mod system is, while the tutorial briefly touches on it, it doesn't explain it. That's kind of left up to us later, and this is the first example of the tutorial making a mistake. An essential in-depth system is just kind of ignored. So we've got this little thing on our arm called an Ascaris, and we need to get it off or we'll keep having visions of this evil dude. So we need to build a foundry on our ship. That means we set off to find the foundry blueprints on a nearby planet. In the early game, it's pretty hard to be killed because of your recharging shield, so you've got quite a bit of leeway to try riskier, cooler looking maneuvers. It's fine to be pretty tough at the start of the game for the training section. As long as this difficulty ramps up to test me soon, within the next hour or two, I will be happy.
Come here. Should we tell him? Anyway, I'm kidding. For some people, yes, it is difficult. I've had people complaining that they can't kill level 60s because the one thing is that they didn't focus on is modding their weapons. Yes, there are people who say they tried the build, but they're not killing enemies because they don't have the same mods. So it's normal. It's fine. But yeah, you just need to invest more time to be strong. Yeah, that's the point. Like, in any game, that's the case. You want to invest more time, but the problem is, do you enjoy the beginning, right? For you to actually invest more time so you can get to that point where you're feeling the time investment. You know what I'm saying? It's the journey. If you're not enjoying the journey, right, the destination ain't gonna feel good. Or you don't even, then, I mean, halfway through, you don't even want to reach that destination. You get what I'm saying?
Spoilers! It does! Oh god, it does ramp up. It ramps up so hard. Get the blueprint.
Oh yes, it does ramp up hard. Yeah, I like that.
Fix the foundry. Now we need to build this Ascaris remover, and that needs resources, so back to the planet to
Wait, do I still have that? Do I still have that? Ascar... Yo! What the hell? Oh, damn. The more you know. You actually can't sell it? Oh, shit.
Some stuff. And can I just point out how smoothly the mission intro cinematic transitions into actual gameplay, and how the cinematic seems to be rendered in the game's engine. If you made the gameplay for Warframe, you are an actual wizard. So we need resources to build things to get rid of the other thing. Thankfully, resources can be collected by hitting things or shooting things, which is convenient because hitting things and shooting things are the two things we're really, really good at.
Yes.
It's at this point I'm wondering about the greater narrative and plot, but let me
still
just
level
walk
1,
you
though.
through what happens. The game sounds and looks incredible, and it plays exactly how a game described as space...
Oh yeah, this was before the ammo changes. You can totally see the old school ammo drops.
...should play. It's making my brain do all the happy chemicals. And then another part of my brain says, hey, what's the plot again? And the excited part shouts, shut up nerds, space ninjas. The plot in War...
Same, I don't even fucking know what... I don't even know what the story is at this point. I'm so confused who's who, and I don't even know how the fuck we got to the paradox. I still don't understand why the drifter is a thing. I played the New War twice, and I still don't even know how we even got to that point. Some fucking chick lost her arm, it appeared in some other universe, we switched to that other person, and suddenly we're like years into the future. I don't fucking know. I just press buttons, things die. Eternalism, man? Yeah, totally, bro. By the way, is it only me who feels like the reworked boss of Venus was not necessary? Yes, that's you. That's only you. I feel it's good that they're reworking older bosses for newer players and giving it a fresh, new experience. I wish they did that for even more bosses. Take a look at... what's his face? the guy, Sergeant. Where's the sergeant from? Yeah. The sergeant. My man is literally a mob. He's not a boss. He's a mob. You go in there, you shoot into a crowd of enemies, mission complete. Like, what the fuck? Wait, where? Who? He's just dead. He's not even a threat. There are times that I don't even know I killed him because he just explodes. The sergeant needs God, not only a rework. Yo, that guy needs Jesus, everything. Yes, the sergeant still exists. It's a normal corpus with a bigger health life bar. Still, that life bar, that health bar, that thing just goes non-existent. Yeah, the sergeant used to be Nef Amnio. It used to be called Sergeant Nef Amnio, and then people really liked the name, and then D was like, let's make a character out of him. That's an interesting name. And now the current sergeant is just Sergeant. So yeah. You need a ribbon for your Brahma. Don't bother with ribbons on Brahma because bad ribbon disposition. Trust me, I'm saving you. Don't legit save your Kuva. Sell it or get rid of it. Is an NPC who caught the main character fever. Yes, pretty much. If you're deciding what to choose, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. 600 pulls on Naturok Ribbon. That's cute. That's cute.
Frame serves the same purpose as the plot in Unreal Tournament. Technically, it's there. Technically...
Yo, wait, what was that aim?
Serves the same purpose as the plot in Unreal Tournament.
I think he's playing on controller. What happened here? He should have let go of the bow. What happened here? What happened here?
Technically, it's there. Technically, no one cares. So we build the anti-Ascaris device and get it off us, but there's a fail-safe, and we're going to blow up and die unless we hunt down the evil Vor and kill him so hard the Ascaris fail-safe bomb doesn't explode. Look, at this point we are operating on Power Rangers logic, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm also loving having a sarcastic AI companion. Have a quick listen.
Hello, operator. May I suggest you access navigation and save your life? For my sake.
I was on board when you said Space Ninja.
I haven't heard his voice in a really long time. And I prefer it not to hear it anymore. I swear, I would do some science magic shit, put Ortis in a physical body just so I can punch him in the throat. That motherfucker needs to shut the fuck up. Or, better yet, DE, give him new voice lines. Is that a pun? I'm like, oh my god, shut up. It was cute the first 5 billion times, but it gets annoying after that. Because clearly, the Claptrap, no. Claptrap is hilarious. I love Claptrap. Ortis is a menace to society. There's a difference, right? Claptrap, he gets annoying, sure, but he's, funny annoying. The old Claptrap. It's completely different. You mood his ass, everybody does. Well, the people who've been playing a bit longer. Newer people's like, oh my god, he's talking, he's so cute. And then they get to that point where just like, wait, you can mute him? They find out that you can mute him, and then they're like, oh, that guy's, he's gone. Claptrap, you don't know Claptrap? It's Borderlands character. Hilarious. He's a robot. He talks. He has one wheel. He thinks he owns you, but, it is what it is.
Sarcastic Space Ninjas, that's just the cherry on top. Not relevant to the gameplay in any way, just want to point out the giant sci-fi space.
You did not mute him, just don't care, you play 9 years?
This whole ship is cool.
You just something else.
The bullet jump makes travel really fast and responsive. I can zip around at insane speeds, but I don't want to. I want to explore the ship. It looks awesome. The mission ends and, here's another design I absolutely love.
It looks awesome till you see it for the 5 millionth time, and then you don't realize, or you get to play the game for quite a while, and then you want to do a farming session, and you get the worst tile set. It's like, I remember this tile set, enemies don't come through here. We have to go here, and the usual.
We have found the coordinates for Vor and we can leave to go and hunt him down. But there is a passenger ship on a collision course with this one, so we could choose to fight through more enemies to save that ship, but if we do so, our shield will be heavily reduced for the remainder of the mission. So leave now and fulfill our original mission, or do an optional objective with a handicap. What a...
Wait, I didn't know this. Wait, this was a thing? Is this new? I don't remember doing this. What? It's old? Why don't we get something?
Great choice to give the player. Leave or put your ninja skills to the test. Obviously we're saving the other ship.
Only this
Follow
one?
the coordinates we've got and...
That was a thing dude, I don't remember, dude. I don't remember. What the hell?
Vor. Now, if someone said to me, Stealth Ninja Space Game, this gameplay is literally exactly what I'd want. This is perfect. They have promised and they have delivered. Even the fight with Vor is top notch.
It does nothing, really?
Teleports around, summons mobs, throws actual damaging attacks at you. There's cover, there's chaos, there's a whole dollop of ninja goodness.
And then we get good mods and builds. This guy's like... God damn. God damn.
This was a really fun fight. With Vor...
I mean, as a new player, it is a fun fight. Let's not joke around. But the problem is, it doesn't scale. The only time it would scale, of course, if it's Steel Path, but still, it just feels like the same fight. You know what would have been interesting? If the mechanics were different in Steel Path. That will actually excite me a little bit. Like, Star Chart... They do this. It's basically easy mode, hard mode. Like in a raid or a dungeon, you go to the easy mode of the dungeon. It's fewer elite units. You go in and out, just like in Destiny, right? No champions. The enemies are tougher, right? They have the shields and everything. But then when you go to the master, you know, legend and grandmaster, you're gonna get champions and all that. I wish they did something similar to that. Like if you fight in Steel Path, there's a different mechanic that you have to encounter, right? And the enemy does different attacks. Mobs spawn differently or something. That would spice things up. I would love if they did something like that. But however, well, it's just the same thing but upscaled level, which is a downer. What's up, Legends? How's it going? Welcome on in.
Or dead, and us essentially being a safe and free Warframe, we now get told there's more injustice in the galaxy and we should use the navigation panel to go and hunt it down and kill it. You know, the usual tutorial over go and be a hero thing. And this is the exact moment the game as a whole goes downhill. I have no idea what to do. I know I've got a navigation console, and the market, and the foundry, and some mods, and the armory, but this is the moment the adventure line is dropped. Now there is a plot, but the game isn't interested in helping you find it or showing you what it is. There is an actual recommended through line, but it's up to you to test everything until you pick it up again. And while I was Twitch streaming this, people in the chat kept saying this is the type of game you need a second monitor open so you can always have the wiki available at all times. And
Oh, he streamed this live and then, oh my god. You know the one thing I really hate? I've noticed this on other people who come from different games and play Warframe. Y'all are fucking weird. Warframe community is actually kind of cringe when it comes to new people playing the game. Holy shit. I've noticed it. Like, if you don't know, there's another content creator, who's a Destiny content creator. He came to Warframe. And so many backseat Andes. You don't know what that is. Like, hey, you should do this. You should do that. You should do this. Do my build. Do this build. Dude, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Let the guy do it. Let the guy use his fucking brains. Yeah. God, so annoying. Guys. Stop being annoying. Right? If the streamer is struggling or whatever, literally, this is the one thing you should do when streamers are struggling. Type Pepe laugh. He doesn't know. That's it. You know what? He will look at that and I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm missing something. Right? That's it. That's it. Just write Pepe laugh. He doesn't know. If you really want to tell him something like so much, like just type that. Just type that. So then yeah. Or El No Sabe. True. El No Sabe or Pepe Laugh, he doesn't know. Like, some people don't have El No Sabe, right? How do you Pepe Laugh? Well, you can see Nightbot right there. That's the Pepe Laugh. Exactly. Just taunt them. Bully them into discovering shit. Exactly. Don't give it away. It's like teaching a man how to fish and giving them the fish. That whole thing. Just Pepe Laugh. He doesn't know. Or El No Sabe. Right? I would love to see that rather than, hey, did you check that thing over there? I'm like, really? Really? Did you have to tell me that? No, just click it because I played this mission yesterday, so I want to help you out. Thank you for that thought, but also fuck you for telling me that. You know? Just don't backseat, guys. That's why when I watch people playing something for the first time, I just taunt them with El No Sabe or Pepe Laugh. He doesn't know. Yeah, don't backseat. Don't be a backseat Andy. Yeah, and then that's the thing. That's the same thing. The Warframe Twitch chat is basically representation of the region chat in game. For those who don't know region chat, it's a cesspool, right? You might have that one good informative person will give you decent tips and all that, but then it's filled with random Andys who don't fucking know what they're doing or what they're saying, trying to be helpful, and it fucking doesn't help the person. That's why I always tell people, turn that fucking shit off. Don't fucking go to region chat. Disable region chat instantly. It's a cesspool. Not to be mean to you guys, but you know. Right? It's like a room with so many different opinions and misinformation that can confuse newer players. Yeah, I disabled Q&A and region chat. Backseat Andy, that's Warframe full on. Yeah, it's so bad. What's a cesspool? What's another way to describe it? It's basically a bin with just random shit in it. That's the old Nightwave? Yeah, I don't even know what fucking Nightwave this is, bro.
Completely see where they're coming from. Warframe is one of those games that
I'm doing so much research for this game, it's actually fun to discover shit on your own. Exactly, thank you. That's how I learned. Right? I watched a video, I'm like, huh. Instead of trying to like ask, why is he doing that? I test it out, I do thing like trial and error. At the end of the day, when you figure something out by yourself, it feels fulfilling. Like, oh shit, I did that. And then when you're stuck on something, right? And you need either to think outside the box or you need an opinion from the outside. And that's when you ask, like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, have you tried this? And then you try their thing and like, no, that doesn't work. But then you get someone else saying, try this. But then you're like, huh, I like your thing, but I also like your thing. But then I want to put my twist in it. So you take those things, put them in with your twist, and then suddenly it's better than what he said. I don't know who these guys are, but I'm just figuratively, right? What noise? I don't even know what fucking noise I made, bruh. All region does is talk about shit, fashion, dumb people, cringe, builds anime and Destiny 2. Hey, what's wrong with anime and Destiny 2?
expects you to already know what to do or to be friends with someone who already knows what to do.
Yeah, this is why I always say, like, find a clan, Discord, all that. Not gonna lie, Miss, you helped me throughout your journey into Warframe. You keep you sane in this game. Yes, but that doesn't mean I'm sane. I'm glad. Welcome.
The navigation console to jump into another mission, and it's over really fast. There are other people.
This is another thing. Never, if you're playing Warframe for the first time, go solo or invite only. Playing public is not great. Holy shit. Right? As a new player, you're not supposed to be moving through missions really fast. You're supposed to be taking your time, exploring, opening up lockers, destroying containers, destroying resource nodes. Why? Because you're going to need every single item in that mission to help you, you know, down the line, especially with crafting and all that shit. Like when I first started, that shit was on solo. If I didn't know you, fuck you, I'm not playing with you, right? It was that, I was in that kind of fucking mentality, right? I took my time in missions. Missions that were supposed to take 1 minute took 15. I know that's a bit of exaggeration, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? I basically spent my time, you know, going into every little crevice. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Can I go up here? Am I able to do this? What happens if I do this? What? Explore. That's the one thing I tell, dude, explore. If people want to tax you, avoid taxing. Oh my god. Avoid taxing. It ruins the experience of the player. You bugged a friend of yours so much about the game when I was learning most of it, but it was after trying to figure it out yourself and obviously getting burned after I landed on a very optimal solution. Damn. That, and if I do something myself and learn it, my memory retains that shit. Yeah, exactly, because, you know, it's something you did and you came to that conclusion. Yo, thank you so much, dude. Welcome back with that beautiful 2 months. Appreciate it. Can we get a look at homie? Look at homie. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, don't go to Hydron, please. Just don't go to Hydron. Hydron is actually such a long path for you to get there as a player normally. Right? Progress to the mission. The one mission I suggest players, if they can make it, right, get to this point. As a new player, this mission right here will change a lot of things for you. If you can make it to Ceres, Saemony, this place is going to be the mission you're going to farm the most. Why? XP, and it gives you fucking credits. 5 waves, 20k credits. I actually, when I first played, I've played this mission over and over and over till I farmed fucking 3 million credits. I hated myself after that. I didn't want to see this mission again. I farmed 3 million credits without a credit booster just doing this mission. I hated myself. Right? And then I found out that fucking... Where's that shit? Index existed. The grind, yes. Dude, coming from Korean MMOs, that shit was nothing, right? But I just didn't like it at the end of the day. But then I found out Index existed. And that was... I was like, holy shit. That's a game changer. I can shove these things into this fucking thing. Oh my god. Double the money. You know? Huge game changer. Emotional damage, yes, it was emotional damage, but I got to level up Warframes, and also I was hanging out with my homie at that time, you know. Yes, I upgraded some mods. It was actually worthwhile. But yeah, let's go back.
Now, because it's an open public mission, and while speed is great for a solo run, it can become one of those.
You see these things right here?
And while
like, look, as a new player,
great for
he just missed this fucking acorn, this space acorn. This space acorn is going to be useful for you down the line. Like, I didn't know you can scan. When I first unlocked my scanner, I hovered over everything. I'm like, what can you scan? And then I'm like, that's a flower. And then I found out about stealth scanning. That's a whole different story. Who here knows the ultimate scanning trick where you can get 6,000 something in one scan from a target and you don't need to be in stealth for it? Who here knows that trick? 6k standing from one scan. Who here knows that? What? Yeah, all you have to do is reach level 9,999 and scan a level 9k enemy. You get instant 6k from one scan. Engine cheating? No. Play for hours? No, it didn't even take that long. It was just for like an hour 50 minutes. You know, hour 40 minutes. Easy. I forgot what video that was. I totally forgot what video it was. But hold on, let me try and find it. Do you wanna? Let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, it'll be pretty good. Here we go, boys. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is a long time ago, by the way. Don't worry, we're gonna react to videos as well. Real and here you go, boys. Level 9K enemies. 6K. You found it fast? Yeah, I remembered the video. There you go. Level 9K, you get 6K standing. End game, boys.
This is so stupid.
We capped easily.
End game, dude.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. The fastest scans ever. I maxed my standing in just like, what, 4 scans.
For a solo run, it can become one of those, oh, everything is already dead type of experiences when you've got other people charging ahead of you who are higher levels than you are. So it seems the early game, the main objectives are the junctions, pathways between
You know what to do
planets.
next?
I
Go
should
for it.
unlock those. I do need to hit certain criteria to do this. This junction needs me to have 4 mods installed, so I pop over to the mod station and I only seem to be able to install 2.
Here we go.
And I'm not sure why, so I just fiddle around with it for a bit. And this is the moment I was talking about earlier. Warframe has a load of systems, and it tells you it has them, but it does not make sure you understand them. The best way I can explain this is, have you ever started a new job and on the first day someone points out everything to you, but all they do is literally point to things and say what they are, and then they walk off and leave you?
No aura mods? Yeah, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that he has to put an aura mod, and plus he doesn't even have an aura mod. That's the thing, you're left with like 6 out of 6 capacity, which is kind of fucked up.
To it. And you're there thinking, great, I know what stuff is called, but I don't actually know what any of these systems do. That's Warframe. Turns out mods have a point cost, and putting them into a specific slot reduces the cost, and I only have a certain point cap. This probably should have been briefly mentioned in the mods section of your
Yes, this is what I would have loved if they showed this. Like they had like a, let's say here, you go to your arsenal. All right, you go to your arsenal and then you get a prompt. As soon as you click arsenal, it's like, do you want to see a short tutorial? You pick yes or no. All right, but even if you press no by accident, you can still go back to any of the things, right? Like let's say over here, like on the side, like modding tutorial, and it shows you putting this elemental mod and this elemental mod, you get to combine and get, let's say, gas. Right? And the order matters. Let's say you have 3 elemental mods, right? You'll still get gas as long as one of the mods is above. And that's it for elements. That's it, right? Don't have to go too much into detail with that, right? And then they show you a Warframe build. You need to put an aura to increase the rank, right? This mod on the Warframe will affect this. And if you put a forma, you can reduce the cost of the mods, mod capacity. That's all you need to do. Done. All right? And potato and everything, well, you can do that as well, yeah. Same thing with a weapon. You know, just keep it simple, brief, and then it opens people's minds like, huh, that's what I can do. I can click this and this and this and fiddle around. That will get, because right now, right, if you show them the modding screen, okay, well, let's go to my weapon test dummy, all right? And we go to Soma. So let's say someone gets a fucking Soma, right? Right? And then they're like, I have heavy caliber and I have serration. This one reduces accuracy, this one gives me damage, right? But how come when I put this one, I don't notice the accuracy loss as much? But this one is a gold mod and this one is a blue mod. However, this gold mod gives me the same damage number as serration, and it gives me negative accuracy, and it costs 16 capacity. Why? Why? What's up, Bright? How's it going? See, this is the thing that they don't, like, it confuses people. Yes, you can stack these two together, but what's the point? At least the gold one should have, make it 175 or fucking 180. You know, give it some flair to actually make that negative, you know, a thing. Yeah, gold is supposed to be stronger. Yet why is this, you know, the same damage type? Is it just because you can stack them? The answer is yes, just because you can stack them together, which makes no fucking sense if this is gold. And you know, and then here's another thing. You see faction mods, right? 55% damage, and this is 165. Why would I use this? You know? Like Vile Acceleration Speed, exactly. Vile Acceleration Speed Trigger. Like, and they're wondering, like, why is this one primed? And it gives me less damage percentage and compared to this one, which is not primed. Why is this one a primed one and costs so much to rank up, yet this one's a blue one? So why would I ever want to use this? Right? And plus, when I put this mod onto my screen, nothing changes. No green numbers go up. That's not explained. Like, I would love if they, like, the percentage or something is, like, the wording. They would work on their wording. Yes, exactly. 90 and 60. Yeah. I wish they would work on their wording. Because this all says 65% damage, 55% damage to Corpus. It's like, but I'm already dealing 165% more damage. Why would I want to deal 55% more damage? See, it doesn't make sense. Because it looks fucking weird. So people will always never go for the faction mod. While the faction mod actually multiplies that. Serration multiplies this section, and then this one multiplies the serration damage. You see, it's completely different, right? This is the thing that's not explained, and it looks deceiving, you know? It should say 1.5 times damage instead of 55. They should, yeah, something that's more easier to understand. Not as much easier to understand, but more inviting for the brain to actually start ticking, you know? Otherwise, it's just like, it's a very... So you know, instead of just showing like 165 versus 55, it's like, of course the bigger number is stronger, because when I put the bigger number, the modding section goes green. So yeah, it's not a bad way of thinking, right? It's a very straightforward and obvious way of thinking, which makes sense. Not a beginner-friendly game, to be honest. Yeah, it's true, because you go through that process and then they just leave you. We're basically reacting to this video right here. And your friend is the one who's teaching you about stuff. That's also good to have. But then again, you should also, you know, try to explore a little bit.
Tutorial. I managed to fit 4 on eventually, so off to the junction. This is a one-on-one fight with a tougher opponent. Simple premise, but still fun execution.
Tougher opponent? The man is just staring at you.
Mods have a point cost, and putting them into a specific slot reduces the cost, and I only have a certain point cap. This probably should have been briefly mentioned in the mods section of your tutorial.
No.
I managed to fit 4 on eventually, so off to the junction. This is a one-on-one fight with a
He's just staring,
tougher
bro.
opponent. Simple premise, but still fun execution, because it focuses on what the game is good at, being a really good Space Ninja game. I've also unlocked a Mastery Rank 1 test accessed from the menu. Oh, side note, the menu being a hologram displayed from your wrist and having the character model's head follow your cursor as you're looking at it is brilliant. It's very Dead Space, using in-game assets as technical game design assets.
That aim, he's not a shooter person, so we leave him with the aim. We already like pointed out his aim is not that great. Sometimes I skill Spectre so quickly, I break the mission. Damn.
Love it. The Mastery Test is a VR-style training zone which involves taking down a load of enemies using certain weapons and skills.
Yo,
it's fun.
MR
It focuses
test.
on the game's strengths, gameplay, and combat. Plot be damned, this is just...
And then how the mastery tests were quite innovating And then suddenly now, I don't even remember what was my last I don't even remember my mastery test at this point. The only mastery test I remember was MR9. Because that shit, as I was MR9, I was fucking fuming as why I was failing so much. It was the stealth one, right? I'm not a fucking stealth guy, alright? I like going into a mission and fucking blow shit up, alright? So MR9 was a fucking traumatic experience. That's why I always remember it. Otherwise, I don't remember much else. I mean, there's MR25. I think it had an arc wing. And then there was the one with the chasing the capture points. I saw Debs doing that one. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember doing that one. Cause you're bad, yeah, bro. I'm not a fucking stealth guy, right? If you were to put me with fucking ninjas, right? It's like, Hanzo, go there, kill that guy. Nightmare, sup? How's it going? You stick behind, cover Hanzo, cool. I'm covering Hanzo, right? I'm busy opening a bag of chips. The shit is echoing, right? Everybody heard that shit. I'm like, nobody heard that. And then I'm going into that bag. Yeah, I'm fucking up the mission for Hanzo. Hanzo's dead at this point. He's dead, right? And now suddenly the enemy team is inviting me to join because apparently they think I sabotaged Hanzo, so I can do that for the enemy. All right, and they're like, yo, bro, welcome to the team. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, shit, I'm in your team now. Fuck it. Yeah, Hanzo's dead. That fucker's dead. And now I'm the enemy fucking ninja. He betrayed us. We must take we must avenge Hanzo. And then I joined the fucking enemy team ninja squad, and I fucked them up. It's like, so you planned this all along, Nightmare. I'm like, yeah, it's exactly. So we had to sacrifice Hanzo to get the whole enemy ninja team annihilated. You did a good work. I'm like, shit, fuck, I guess so. Yeah, I planned that shit out. You see, it always works out in the end. You know, that's pretty me. That's pretty much me at this point, because as long as I blow shit up, it always works up. So skilled, I did nothing. Yeah, all I did was open a bag of chips and suddenly, shit, I saved the ninja clan. I don't know how the fuck I came up with this shit, but it is what it is.
Just gameplay. Back on the ship and
totally not because of Overwatch. That was the only like ninja name I could think of. Hanzo and what was his brother name? Genji.
Really have no idea what to do. I explore the map and travel over to Cetus because there's nothing saying I shouldn't, but also nothing saying I should. The cutscene is pretty cool, apart from this guy with a dick hanging from his chin.
Where's the dick?
Why? Why did you model this? Was this a joke?
Wait, it's a dick hanging from his chin.
Did someone dare you to put this in? I was fully immersed in sci-fi space ninja fantasy until old swinging dick chin turned up. So here's the
I'm never going to, that's always going to be in my brain now. That image is burnt into my memory. I don't know who that is, but dick chin guy. But here you go, social hub. Is he going to encounter an Eidolon? Because I remember Lazy Peon, he saw an Eidolon and was like, that's it. We don't care about that.
Mopart. Well, kind of. This is what seems to be a main hub city with side missions you can accept from vendors. I don't know what
FPS
part these missions play in a greater narrative because the game seems to have forgotten it has a narrative. Also, talking to this dude starts a quest. That sends me out into this massive open world expanse hunting down enemies I think are way out of my league. Now I love the open area. I love the movement. I love the combat. I loved everything about the gameplay. But I'm starting to feel very confused by the game design. I'm fighting alongside some other people for a while and we do well, I think. And then we head back to the city and I return to the merchant and hand the quest in.
Oh, Shadow War. Go back? Let's go back. Dude, the guy Shadow War is trying to have a conversation. If you see at the bottom right there, here. I'll see. Where is it? Right there. See, he's trying to have a conversation at the bottom there. He's like, "Hey, let's go back," and Josh doesn't even fucking he fucking friend zoned him already, dude.
Again, I'm not actually sure what I just did. And then he tells me about his friends, and we get this picture. What the hell is this? This looks like something out of Legend of Zelda: Faces of Evil's CDI animation. Who
I don't even know what that is, but it's
drew this? After being
Yo, the person who drew that probably crying right now because you dissed their art, and then they took this shit, posted on Twitter, and now at this point, fuck Twitter.
being terrified by that picture, I just go back to the ship. Right, now I'm thinking Warframe has stunningly good gameplay.
And you probably got that guy
excellent
fired who drew that picture.
narrative-driven tutorial and opening section. But when the game actually excellent narrative
I just noticed something. You can shoot off their arms?
driven
You just shot off his arm. I didn't know you can do that.
tutorial
The motion fucking blur is fucking annoying, but
and opening
he just shot off his arm.
section. But when the game actually
Dude, his arm is dangling off. Look, his arm is dangling between his leg. It's like he has a dick now. What the fuck? Look at that. Look at that shit. And now it's swinging. It's a swinging dick arm right now.
open
Why is everything about dicks today? When is it never not about dicks, bro? See, I'll tell you something. You can talk about dicks however you want. You have one, you don't have one. You can still talk about it. Just like how people who talk about boobs. You have one, you don't have them. You just talk about boobs. It's big. It's definitely bigger than anybody here, that's for sure. Shit, my thing ain't that long. Goddamn. I'll be too scared if my thing that long. I would lose blood and faint if it was that long.
when the game actually begins, it loses all direction. There are so many systems suddenly thrust onto the player, like mods and the foundry and recoloring and the armory and railjacking and the fields of Eidolon and team-based PvP, which I queued up for, but it never popped. It is such a...
I wanted to see him fight an Eidolon. If I remember right, does guys have bomb steady arms if you shot if you shot low damage enough? I don't even know, man.
a jarring switch from tightly scripted and motivated gameplay to open world
Oh, it's in their stomach. Oh, dude, it's from their stomach, bro.
Let's do whatever you want, and it's going
Yeah, you missed it ages
to
ago.
leave new players feeling very overwhelmed. If you Google Warframe, most of the results are about things you wish you knew when starting, or player guides, or walkthroughs. It seems there is a theme that this game is obtusely difficult to actually grasp.
Umbilical cord?
early
I don't think that's an umbilical
I've
cord.
unlocked Venus, so let's go and do some missions and we can talk about the game's issues. First off, Venus is where the difficulty ramps up, and I love this. Enemies are now dangerous. My shields need to recharge and I can't just button mash. This is brilliant.
The reason it feels difficult and your shields take more damage is because Corpus have more fire rate. Corpus have the fastest fire rate, right? Out of all enemies that are not using a turret. Right?
Gameplay design, and it makes me even more annoyed
And no, Fitch, you're talking about your mom, and that's very, very rude to talk about your mom like that. Stop projecting, you know, it's just a bad thing.
at the general system failures. Warframe can, from my opinion, be broadly broken down into two main experiences.
No, you don't have to ban that guy. It'll be funnier to meme on him. Right? What's up, Roadblock? How's it going? Yeah, you don't have to ban the guy. Just meme on him.
You have when playing it. The actual in-game mission gameplay, the running and jumping and shooting, and the
Because it's more content for me, you know? It's more content for me, man.
mission game systems like modding and upgrading and building and unlocking stuff. The actual in-game gameplay
His response isn't gonna be funny enough?
It's
Alright.
top-notch. It's one of the best movement systems in an online
Let
game.
him cook.
The gunplay is awesome. You feel like a space ninja. The screen blur on dashing, the little...
The screen blur is horrible, trust me. Especially when you get into a chaotic fight, that blur is just like... Have you ever seen... He hasn't seen Asian Invasion's video.
sparks when melee attacking, the satisfying loud thud when you headshot someone with an arrow. Warframe has paid attention to the minutiae and it shows. Warframe gives you that
What the hell is minutia? See. I love English. What the fuck does minutia mean? I know minute. Never heard the word minutia. I could Google it, but I have some very knowledgeable people in the world and in the chat, right? The small things. I see. Minor detail. Yeah, see, those words I understand. Minor detail. The minute.
Adulterated feeling of being awesome when you do something awesome, and it's literally built to let you do awesome things all the time. It's mechanically brilliant when you're playing it.
He's about to drop some major fucking points. I mean, he already had dropped some major points. I think we're gonna get to that, the other big ones.
If there is one thing Warframe does better than almost any other game, it's make you feel cool. But all the stuff outside of the gameplay, the actual game design systems, they are so needlessly obtuse and terribly explained. I feel like I need a veteran player to sit down with me and dedicate a good week just to bringing me up to speed on what I had thrust upon me.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. That there's no lie about that. That is absolutely true.
This feels like feature creep. Like every new year a new system has been added and players at the time have had all the time they needed to learn and adapt. But new players like me get greeted with years of changes and advancements and it's overwhelming. The problem is they've shown they can design a well-paced game with the opening. That was perfect.
Okay.
Tutorial, gameplay, cinematics combining, unlocking features and systems step by step with relevance to a narrative and a defined bad guy. That was such a strong start.
Yes.
And then it totally drops the ball when you are given complete intimidating freedom and no sense of direction in this otherwise brilliant game. Eventually,
I like the freedom, but the sense of direction, that's the part that kind of it gets really irritating. We need some sort of like sense on what our next goal is. Even though we go like clearly all we have to do is go to the star chart and look at the shiny blinking dots, and then that's pretty much our goal. But then give us something, you know? Back from Edge? Welcome back from Edge.
After exploring the ship, I discover the Codex, which appears to be a load of quest lines. This one needs me to unlock another junction. So I check that junction on the navigation control, and that needs me to do some more stuff to unlock it, so I work backwards from there, finding the level names and unlocking them in order. And this eventually brings me to the first boss, the Jackal. Now, I killed the Jackal for the first time live on stream a few days ago, and I died a lot. Let me just use this as a perfect example of this game's strengths and weaknesses. The Jackal fight is fantastic. It's a spectacle of lights and explosions and mechanics.
Yeah, it's pretty good, especially for new players. I love this. Thank you for all the great tips, builds, videos you provide. I learned a lot. Thank you. Hey, appreciate that. Welcome to the stream.
Mechanics all mixing. Dodging boss mechanics, area denial mechanics, 4 solo revives allowed per fight to make up for the usual party size of 4. The music, the experience, everything about the Jackal
I mute all in-game music. I don't know.
Fight is amazing. This is the ramping up in difficulty we needed. This is a no-holds-barred battle where the game will push you and punish you for not knowing how to play it.
Yeah.
You need to understand bullet jumping, cover, wall jumping to win. It's got mechanics, it's got phases, it's got a banging soundtrack. This is good gameplay. And yet, the game systems...
That's the thing. Like, Warframe is all gameplay. But game design, it's just like... I mean, outside of the gameplay, the other side of the game. You know what I'm saying, right? Outside of the pew 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 explosions and shit, like Warframe is just like, what? You barely understand what's happening.
To get here,
I mean, you already said that.
So convoluted, and not bothered at all about helping me get here.
Yeah, there's no end game. That's the sad part.
A casual player's desire to keep playing. The onboarding process to the rest of your game.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The game is designed the game is designed for casual players. Make it a bit more accessible to casual players, but also catering to your long-term players. I think that'll be really nice. This will require a bit more work because, well, you know how they do. But let them finish duviri, right? As soon as the duviri is released, hopefully they can push a bit more when it comes to like making the game experience better. Because if they don't do that, right, the game is not going to live up to, you know, all the hype, because there will be a new product coming out that's probably going to drop Warframe to the ground and take over. Soulframe, don't even think about Soulframe, right? The one thing right now that I'm thinking about as a contender to Warframe is the First Descendant. For those who don't know what the First Descendant is, it's another looter shooter, right? It's taken inspiration from a lot of games, a lot of looter shooter games, right? They have inspirations from Warframe, right? They have similar modding system, different types of hero units to use, like Warframes. They all have 4 abilities, you know, with the 4th ability being an ultimate, right? And the guns and the UI, similar to Destiny, right? Running around and shooting enemies feels kind of like Outriders. So it has a lot of reference points. Like, that's what also makes a good game. Because take a look at, what do you call it? So many other games took inspiration from other games and then they became good. What's one? Borderlands took inspiration from another looter shooter game. I forgot what it was called. And, what do you call it? Warframe was the the child of Dark Sector, right? They took a little bit of inspiration. They want to get a little space looter shooter. You know, it had its roots, its origins. And Breath of the Wild, what came after Breath of the Wild that took over the world by storm. Yeah, Fortnite with what's that? The other one, the weird helmet one. What's it called? Player Battleground or some shit. PUBG, yes. Then you got Genshin from Breath of the Wild. Look how better the game is. Dark Sector came from Souls and Gears of War. Shit, I didn't know that, but if you say so. The most frustrating part about Warframe is that I have good gear and Warframes I can't do anything with it. Yes! See, that's the thing. There is no end game. Right? The end game is pretty much you getting to the point where you would expect for there to be end game. For me, the biggest flaw is the reputation grinding and faction. I don't mind the reputation grinding. A lot of games have reputation grinding. It's that, what's the point? Once you get like, let's take Destiny, for example. You farm reputation from different places, right? You got Zavala, Banshee, the Drifter, and all the seasonal stuff, right? You farm up this reputation, but then once you've maxed out the reputation, you can reset the fucking reputation vendor and farm it again and get more rewards. See, I like that. Like, they should do something like that. Like, there is an end item, like an end item. I don't know. I can't speak right now. There is like the last reward, right? It's an exotic or something interesting, like a weapon or whatever. You grab it. Once you grab it, you reset the entire rank for you to do it again, but with different rewards in between this time. End of Nightwave, dude. Nightwave is fucking dog shit, right? Like, legit, if Warframe just deadass brought a proper battle pass with actual good rewards and shit, I would love it. Nightwave is fucking dog shit and copium. Gears of War is good. I never played it. The only thing that we say is one endgame, but what do we want endgame content to look like? Surprise us. We already have an image of what kind of endgame content we want. For me, dungeons, raids. That's my type of endgame content, right? And I've experienced dungeons and raids from many different games. However, I haven't seen... Okay, I've seen Trials, but that was old stuff. Now, they've learned. Warframe has learned. They've made duviri. They've made New War. They know, like, how to make something more cinematic. And, like, take a look at the Jackal here, for example. It's you know, it's a spectacle. So if they do something similar to that, mix in a little bit of, you know, EIDOLON shit, and not exactly EIDOLONs, but like a big boss fight with some ads in between, a mechanic where you have to go here, do that, disable some shit while some guy was tinkering with some fucking hacking, while some dude is jumping and doing a puzzle, and the other guy is in an arc going outside, you know, going pew, 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 touching some buttons, tweaking some fucking screws, and like, yo, we got it. We fixed this machine. Now y'all get into that fucking ship. You launch into this fucking big-ass stadium. Rah, I'm the big boss. Fight me, right? You get to the big boss arena. You're about to fight the guy, but like, yo, you can't fight me. I have some fucking shields, right? Like, okay, let's dedicate a team. You go there, do something with the shields. They go to the shields, there's some enemies. There's some fucking code shit, right? You need to kill something, detach the thing, shove it in, and now you're fucking deciphering the shield thing, right? You take out one shield. Now the boss is like, ah, my arm is weak. And like, yo, let's attack it. Dude, they attack the arm. The arm is disabled. Now, boom, a different mechanic happens, right? You would instinctively think, okay, now that I've done that, maybe I have to do the same thing to for the next body part that I need to kill. But no, they spice it up, right? They spice it up, right? Instead of the same enemies, the same thing, right? Now he thinks, the boss is like, fuck you, I know what you're gonna do. Let's go down. Scenery changes. Now there's some verticality to the encounter. You know, that would be so interesting, right? Imagine. Because Warframe is about, you know, crazy movement. You need some verticality. It can't be a fucking leveled mission, right? You can't just keep on walking through and like in a tight corridor all the time. Eris, the Kuva Fortress. You know, we want some movement. Right? And then there'll be a place where it completely like shuts off our Warframe. And then we fucking transference out. Now we have to use our operators. And since we're regular humans, right? You know we're not humans, right? The atmosphere is different from us. The atmosphere is hazardous for us, right? So if you don't finish this in time, there's a wipe mechanic, right? There needs to be some punishing mechanic. So in our operator form, let's say there's tick damage. We need to do things, get to a safe zone, refresh, go do things. You know, it's very, you know, make it interesting. I'm explaining things from different games that can be implemented in Warframe. Did more PvP? Nah, Warframe shouldn't even be dealing with PvP. Remember the squad link? I do remember the squad link. I mean, it kind of came with the op link, but that's completely different.
Excellent tutorial finishes is dire. Warframe has incredible gameplay and awful game systems. It is both insanely fun and awkwardly convoluted. It is simple yet satisfying in-game and complex yet irritating out-of-game. I don't want to change a single thing about this gameplay, because this is the bar by which spectacle action space ninja fighters are to be judged. But I would have...
Yeah, imagine this in a raid scenario.
A serious look at the narrative structure and the new player experience in relation to your vast arsenal of in-game systems. Because you need a better onboarding process. You have such a good game here, with one of the best opening sections in any MMO that is held back by an annoying system-heavy early game experience. Warframe
Does he talk about the crafting?
is like being invited to a party, and when you turn up you don't know anyone, everyone's speaking a different language, and you don't get the group dynamics, but the music is great, the vibe is cool, and everyone seems to be having a good time.
That's actually a good analogy. That's an actual good analogy.
Warframe is like watching a martial arts film already halfway through and the movie's in Mandarin. You understand enough to kind of follow what's going on.
My man, what do you mean the movie's in Mandarin? You watch that shit dubbed. It's like, how can you? I shall destroy you now. Revenge for my brother. You know that shit. Remember that shit? I love those movies. I fuck with those movies hard, man.
And the action scenes are really awesome, but when someone asks you, so what's happening? You'd look at them, you'd be like, I have no idea. While I was playing Warframe, I was chatting to fellow YouTuber Chef PK. I asked him what he...
Who? Chef PK. Who's this guy? I'm a YouTube. I'm gonna Google him right now. What do they do? Is that like chef with a CH? Chef PK. Cooking channel about anime. Oh, this guy! Oh, I watched this guy. I don't even fucking know his name, but I watched his video. He did the Saitama thing, and he cooked the fucking Shokugeki no Soma meals. Okay, I know the guy. See, shut up. I'm bad with names, okay? Shut up. Yeah, I know this guy. He's got a good beard, too.
Thought of Warframe, and he replied, Warframe is too shiny for me. It's like watching...
Yeah, that's the image right there. Yeah, I saw that's, yeah. Warframe's too shiny for you. It's like watching lubed up alien bodybuilders killing things. He's not wrong. He's technically not wrong.
lubed up alien bodybuilders killing things, and I mean, he's not wrong.
I said the same thing. He's not wrong.
It's so much fun playing this game. I added it to my Steam favorites. I Twitch streamed it. I stopped taking notes when I was meant to be critiquing and I just played. That is the biggest sign that I personally love a game. Warframe is what happens when you give the entire budget to the people who made Unreal Tournament.
But then the players kind of ruined the experience.
Say,
I bet that's why he didn't continue streaming it on Twitch.
They will give you the best sci-fi space ninja game you ever did see. Then the moment it releases, someone will say, hey, what's the plot? And you're just stood there thinking, ah, right, the plot. I knew we forgot something. So, Warframe. It's got awful system design, but top-notch gameplay. It's ninjas in space. The gameplay is ninjas in space.
Yeah.
The plot is ninjas in space. The adventure line, the tutorial...
Actually, the plot is about an eternal ongoing war between sentience and the Orokin, some golden-ass people, and they built some sort of defense system called the Warframes, and they use little kids with supernatural abilities that can shove their bodies into these body space suits, you know, so they can fight against the sentients, right? But then time has passed, and the Orokin are no longer, you know, they don't exist no more, but the sentients rule the space, and on top of that, there's other warring factions after something. I don't know what the fuck. I think, yeah, the Grineer after some, like, Orokin blood, which is Kuva. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Kuva. I don't even know what Kuva does to bodies. And then there's the Corpus, right? Highly intelligent beings. But they hire a dumb motherfucker who gets one shot. How the fuck did he get the title Sergeant? Like what? You guys have gajillion amounts of credits. Y'all fucking bleed credits. And they're like, yeah, let's hire that guy. He looks interesting. He's got a big health bar, right? He should be tough, right? Totally, yeah. Yo, my man, what's your name? Sergeant. You got a last name or anything? I mean, I had it, but they kind of stripped it away from me. Cool. What's your gun there? I mean, can it kill? Yeah, it can kill. All right, come on. Bring him. That's pretty much the sergeant. Like, how the fuck did they hire the sergeant? Right? And they have the technology to do the Corpus made the fucking orb mothers, right? They can build that, but they spend their money and hire the sergeant? I bet they don't even care about that sector, right? They're like, fuck that place. We don't care about that. We care about Venus. That's the shit where we bleed workers, right? It's slavery that's legal, right? Nobody can say shit, right? And yeah, that's it. What do you go? The game is posing with your fashion and sergeant body. What, to the side? What? I didn't get that. Thoughts on the new Baruch skin? It looks weird. The guy's worse than the Pluto crewman. Shit, worse. What do you call it? Third orb? Yeah, we're still waiting for the third orb fight. Exactly. I mean, like, dude, the sergeant was one of the random Corpus goons who was in the corner of the ship that the Tenno didn't see and was the only one to survive, thus earning... Yeah, dude. The guy was probably taking a dump while his fucking teammates were getting wrecked by the Warframes and shit, right? Right, he finishes up, right? He probably didn't wipe. You know that motherfucker didn't wipe, right? He comes out, probably reading some space newspaper. Why is everybody dead? Right? And then something falls on top of him, just to give him a credible story that he was actually involved in the fight. And then the big corpus dude comes out, and he's like... I'm like, you survived. Yeah, I mean, you survived the Warframe attack. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I survived. Give this guy a raise. You shall be in charge of this new sector. Cool. Yeah. that's probably also how he got his job. Yes.
The hook for new players is ninjas in space. And if you made the onboarding process better, it would be the best ninjas in space game ever made. Final score, it's ninjas in space.
I mean, he's not wrong, but I would.
Out of 10.
Okay, so I finally watched the video now. I don't understand. I don't understand what all the hate was. Why did Liam was saying something about like this? I don't remember what it was, but there was some hate about this video. The video was fine, very solid. You know, I think it was. Oh yeah, there was people. Yeah, there were people saying, "Oh, he didn't play long enough to experience it, hence why he made this video." Right. I get it now. I get it. So there were. Yeah, it was true, factual, made sense, and as someone who's new to the game, this is exactly how you would feel. Either you love the first experience of the game, or it kind of like goes downhill for you. And then that's why that's where people came in and says, "Oh, you haven't played the game long enough. You don't have 100 hours in Warframe, so that's why you don't get to enjoy the game." So that's why he made this video, which I reacted to first, and now I finally watched this one, which was the precursor. The hate was that he's too simple to catch on. What the fuck kind of statement is too simple to catch on? That's so... Who said that about? That's dumb. Okay, understand the mechanics and adapt to the systems he complained about. I mean, if you look at it, he was shooting enemies, he was bullet jumping and all that. That's what everybody went through. That's what everybody went through. Wouldn't feel out of place if done correctly. Kind of like Commissar in 40k. I don't even know what that is. What would be cool if they turned the sergeant fight into a meme boss. I see. I read the weird part. No, none of us had 100 hours till we had 100 hours. That's such a stupid argument. What do you mean none of us had 100 hours till we had 100 hours? I mean, the more you play the game, the more you build up in hours, right? You can play it like a couple of hours today, a bit more tomorrow, you know, a lot less the next day, and suddenly you're at the weekend, you're like, you know, I want to play a bit of Warframe. So now you get your buddies, like you play Warframe, and now you're building up hours. You start to learn about the game. So essentially, you're going to build up hours. But then it doesn't mean that it's supposed to get better. The game is supposed to catch you right off the bat. If it doesn't do that, it fails to do that, then it's just like, eh. In Warframe, when I first played the game, I didn't actually commit to the game. I played it for a little bit. I didn't even level up in Mastery. I came back a little bit later when my friends from Guild Wars 2 decided to install the game. And then that's when I was like, you know what? I also have that game installed. We can play together. So when I started playing with friends, the experience was a lot different. Because now we fed off each other's information. He learned something, I learned something. This other dude learned something, we learned something. We shared our knowledge, and then that kept us going. Like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. Oh, let's go do this mission. Because then when one person is stuck, the other person comes up with an idea. Right? And then you just build up on that. And that's how I got to be, you know, a higher mastery rank, because we learned, oh, you have to do this, level that up. We had to learn the hard way that leveling up a weapon over and over doesn't give you mastery rank. Yes, I actually leveled up the Breton twice just to test that theory. I could have just Googled, but no, we decided to test it out. And no, our mastery rank didn't go up. So we couldn't cheese it. We tried a lot of things, trial and error, all of that. We went through all of that. Unless it's a Kuva weapon, no. That's you have to put a forma. He complained about the system and the mechanics. Dude, the systems are pretty shit. Let's be honest. You come in here, you're all excited about Warframe. You just got yourself a Warframe. And then you come to this place, and then you have to craft it. It says 12 hours. Cool, 12 hours. You craft the 3 parts. You get the blueprint for the final Warframe, and then it's fucking 3 fucking days. That's a shitty system. That is a shitty system. Right? And if you wanna, of course, it's basically mobile system, right? You want to get it faster? Fucking spend money. The first 2 missions were pretty much introductions for you to open up the market. Apparently, the first mission, I didn't even fucking know this because I forgot, is to activate the market. And then you save Darvo. Both have something to do with spending money in-game. So yeah, the systems are pretty shit. Right? The mechanics we all endured as OGs from the pre-bullet jump. It doesn't matter, right? Just because you did it, right? That doesn't mean that other people have to go to the same thing you did, right? You have a story to tell, right? Everybody experienced the game differently. So let's say you went through hardships, right? You don't want people to go through hardships as you did. It's better for, like, you went through it, right? But you still enjoyed the game. You get someone else coming in and they have to go through the shitty thing again. Like, no, it's better that they have something welcoming so they can enjoy the game, bring more people, make friends, and move on. Secondly, what did you say? I'm saying the mechanics aren't that bad. They're not bad, but the game systems, like this other parts, pretty shit. And modding, no tutorial about modding. The introduction to modding, non-existent. Just say put mods. That's it. Kind of lame. And giving us flawed mods right off the bat, pretty shit. Hate that system. They should get rid of that system. As a new player, like, fuck, forget flawed mods. It's such a shitty system. They need to give us a way, like, you can put enough things for you to progress through the junctions and all that. People say it's because... And people say it's you didn't play 100 hours. I'm saying many of us stuck with it and enjoyed it. Yes. Different people, different mindsets. All right? People have work. Right? I'll tell you one thing. Someone coming home, an average Joe, coming back home from work. He's got a wife and kids, right? He's got a little time to play video games. Right? He's not going to spend 100 hours to learn fucking game mechanics. He just wants to come home, play a video game, and enjoy it. Right? No one fucking wants to, like, spend 100 hours to learn fucking... Like, nobody... No! I just want to come home and play a video game, bro. Suddenly you're playing a video game here, Fluxus knows he's got a baby. He just got a baby. Imagine you're playing a video game. I was in voice chat, right? He wants to play a video game, but guess what? Baby's calling. He's got to be a dad, right? He has responsibilities. Not spend his time fucking fooling around in a video game, right? You got to do things. Nobody has that much time. There's a lot of things you need to do. But it does suffer. Yeah, it suffers from a lot of tedious systems, and some of the farming mechanics are pretty shit. And then people said it's for casual players. Yet the time you have to do and spend to learn some of these things that are designed for casual players, right? The time investment is definitely not for casual players. Casual players, I'll tell you one thing about casual players, right? Casual players, they want to come in and enjoy the game. If they find an easy way to do something that other people are doing, right, they'll do that. Instead of farming for a prime Warframe, they will buy plat and get that prime Warframe. Instead of going in and out of a mission to get the specific Kuva weapon that they want with 60% elemental damage, you know what? They'll fucking buy it. Coming from Lost Ark, it definitely seems more casual. Yes, Lost Ark. We don't want to. I want to forget Lost Ark. I don't want to deal with that shit no more. I worked hard for your items. Others should have to go. Yeah, exactly. Just because, like, I don't give a shit. Here, listen. I don't give a shit if someone is pay to win in a game. You want to know why? If it's a free-to-play game, and it's a casual free-to-play game that has no PvP, why should it fucking matter if they spend money in the game? Why? It's thanks to those people who spend money in the game that this free-to-play game stays alive. Some people don't know about the pity system for Kuva and Tenet weapons to this day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's time saved. Surely I'm a whale in Warframe, absolute pay to win. Yeah, dude. If it's PvP and it's pay to win, that's something different. But it's a fucking PvE game. Who gives a shit if someone spends money or progresses differently from how you progressed? Just because you spend hours learning, right? And figuring out stuff yourself, like, good, you feel accomplished, right? Someone else does it by swiping, who cares? Fuck them, right? And someone else does it by getting help and carried throughout the process, who cares? That's their game experience, right? You have your game, play how you want, love it, hate it, doesn't matter, as long as you are doing it your way. I can't be bothered to grind for Kuva weapons, seems very annoying. I understand. It can be annoying. It was a lot worse. Y'all have it easy now. You see what I'm saying? Like for me, here, peep this. I had to wait for 900 days to get Prime Sure-Footed. Y'all get it for 100 days. Do I care? No. You guys can get it easier now. I know it's 400 days, but still, y'all can get it a lot earlier than I got it and get to enjoy the builds. Right? Back in the days when the Kuva system was first released, you had to get a fucking larvaling, kill it, consume its fucking life force, go through the whole process of getting that weapon, right? Go back in again. Guess what? You don't even see the Kuva weapon on top of their head. You just had to fucking randomly click it. And then guess what? You're going to get the same weapon again. Guess what? I said guess what again. You're going to have to do all that again. And that was tedious. I did it for fucking 5 weapons. Y'all have it easy now. You just go in, smack that larvaling. It shows the fucking weapon. And then you get to touch it. You get the option. And then there's a little gauge. You have to like hold down the button to actually grab it. It was a shitty system back then, and Kuva liches used to one-shot you, right? You know how nowadays, if you fail the Requiem mods, you know, you do your like ooh weird shit sounds, right? Back in the days, you make one mistake, one shot, you're dead. Doesn't matter, just dead. That's right. And to make things even easier, now you have the Ool mod. That's a free fucking stab. I was shocked when they made Kuva liches way easier when I came back to the game. Yeah, completely different. And people complain, it's too hard. Yeah, but listen, doesn't matter. Right? Just because we went through the hardships, right? We get to talk about it. It's like, you know, it's like your grandpa. Back in my day, you give him a life lesson, right? But you don't want them to go through the shit that you went through. Just like when you're like your parents, they went through shit, right? But they don't want their kids to go through shit. They want the kids to have a better life, but also teach them a lesson along the line, right? So yeah, it doesn't matter how people play the game, right? Everybody has to experience the game. whether it's a bad experience, a good experience, right? It's their experience.